Today on Radio Chatter, we talk with actor Kim Coates. You might remember him from Black Hawk Down, Pearl Harbor, and a ton of other movies, as well as Tig from Sons of Anarchy. Well, he plays Officer Terrence Downe in the movie Officer Downe, which was directed by M.Shawn, otherwise known as Clown, number 6 from Slipknot. I talked with both of these guys today about this project, as well as other projects they have working on right now, today on Radio Chatter.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff.
This is Radio Chatter with WRIF's own Meltdown.
Thank you so much for checking out Radio Chatter. I was contacted, 3-4 weeks ago to see if I wanted to talk with M.Shawn from the band Slipknot, otherwise known as Clown, number 6. I'm a huge Slipknot fan. Well, he's got this movie that he directed called Officer Downe. It's a blood-soaked tale of resurrection, revenge, and justice. And, of course, it stars our friend Kim Coates from Sons of Anarchy and tons of other things. So I said, absolutely, I'll talk with, Clown. And then they said, hey, how'd you like to talk with Kim Coates as well? And I'm a huge fan of Sons of Anarchy and Goon and stuff that he's been in as well. So I'm like, absolutely. So got to work bright and early and talked to Kim Coates first today on Radio Chatter.
What's going on, Meltdown?
First of all, the last time you were in town in my Detroit, my Wings lost 4-0.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, and they're, well, first of all, they're our Wings.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I'm older than you, Meltdown. Let's get that. Gordie Howe was born in Saskatoon, my hometown.
Right.
I did my, the Wings have been, our Wings have been trying to get me to Detroit for 7 years. 7 years now, and I kept saying no because I was too busy. And finally, I realized the Joe is closing. You better go now. And my gal, Erin Sequoia, who handled the whole thing, she got me there. I brought a buddy from Toronto. I got to meet everybody. I got to skate on the Joe with Chris Draper and met all the boys in the dressing room, met the Leafs before in a skate, and then all my Wings. And, of course, we lit an egg. The game was just horrible for the Wings, but they played tough against Boston the night before. But to see all the banners, I'm not kidding you, brother. You know this, and the Joe is no other sports teams playing in there. It's just us and all the banners and all the cups, and I'll never forget it. It really brings a tear to my eye. I don't want to get but I mean it, to go to Detroit and see the rebirth of that city and what everybody's doing there. And Mike Ilitch is gone now, but all his love for that city and for the people of Detroit is something that I felt when I was there, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember I was going to try to make it down there that day and say hello to you, but I had other stuff going on, but I did watch the game at home. But first of all, hey, happy belated birthday, man. Did you do anything fun for your birthday?
Jesus, what did I do? Where was I? That was Feb 21. Yeah, thank you. It was a while ago. I don't know. I really mean it. Was I in Toronto? I got so much going on right now. I'm not a huge birthday guy. I don't want to be a downer on your beautiful show, and I love people who celebrate their birthdays. I think that's fantastic, but I've had too many of them. I think I don't even know. I had dinner. Maybe I had some wine. Not sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, last time you were in here, you did that motorcycle ride with us. Actually, the Harley Fest thing with my radio station with you and Juice there came by a few years back. So
yeah, it was really nice, and it was I think we had a bunch of there was a big concert going on, and there was a lot of music going on, and that was fun. That was a few years ago though, right? I mean, that must have been 5 years ago now, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. I think Sons of Anarchy was only in its second or third season. So
second or third, yeah, that's right. Well, that was kind of a big hit, that show. Hey, I mean,
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It kind of did all right? Isn't that crazy?
Hey, by the way, not to get off the beaten path, the Mayans thing, are you going to be involved in that?
I don't think so. Everyone asks me, and of course Tommy Flanagan and David LaBrava and I were the three leads that are left on that show, and it was all said and done. But no, I don't think about it at all. I've done 7 movies, a couple of miniseries. I even did a sitcom last week with Kevin James. I'm everywhere. I really know it's something. That was magic in a bottle to me. I wish them all the luck in the world, and they've got Amelia Rivera who's doing it, who's just awesome. So I haven't thought about it at all. I wish them all the best. I really do.
Well, let's get to your current project right now. It's your plugging on DVD and Blu-ray today from Mongolian Home Entertainment, Officer Downe. Explain this movie to everybody. Is this like, being here in Detroit and stuff, of course, RoboCop took place here. I mean, is this something similar to that maybe in the 2000s or what?
Here's what it is, Meltdown. Honestly, it's the weirdest thing. Sons is over. It's 2 years ago. I'm saying no to everything. I don't want to do anything unless it's so epically different, and this thing lands on my desk. It's called Officer Downe. So I read this thing. Joe Casey wrote it. Graphic novel. I went and picked it up right away, the graphic novel, hard case. Open it up. This is a hard R, okay? Hard R.
Right.
If you thought Deadpool was a hard R, this is times a million.
Okay.
It's so hard R. I wanted to play this guy immediately. He's a good cop. Terrence Downe, he dies on duty in L.A. They put him in ice 25,000 stories below L.A. and LAPD, and they hope that someday in the future they'll be able to resurrect this cop because he was married to the badge. He was good through and through. No girlfriend, no dogs, just him married to the badge. Well, as you know, we're in this beautiful, crazy comic book world here, and so they resurrect him. They fight and they figure out how. And when he does come back, speaking of Detroit, you just said it in the whole RoboCop thing. It is a bit RoboCop. It's a bit Frankenstein, but he's a real human who has all the same emotions that you and I do, even though he's conflicting with his emotions. He wakes up. He's a cop through and through. He dies 4 or 5 times in the movie. They keep bringing him back, and the LA's just gone to crap. There's so many bad guys there. It makes Gotham City look like Bambi. And we had so much fun shooting it, and Clown directed it from Slipknot. You know, Luna Velez stars with me, Tyler Ross, Bruno Gunn, Reno Wilson, Meadow Williams, Skip Williamson, and produced the whole thing, brought it all together, and it opened at the LA Film Festival last year, and you couldn't get a ticket for it, and the reviews were off the hook, and Magnolia Pictures bought the rights with Magnet Releasing, and it's now available on DVD, Amazon, it's at Best Buy, it's at Walmart. If you want to, it's a hard R, but if you want something so different, Deadpool-esque, and seeing my mug, and I'm naked, and I'm not, and I did all my own stunts, and it's crazy, I can't even talk about it. I'm so excited for people to see it.
Now, I'm sure you've been asked this before, but what was it like working with a Clown, and are you a Slipknot fan, or have you become one, or have more respect for him, or what?
What a great question. I did know Slipknot, obviously. I didn't know their music that well. That's the truth. But when I met Clown, I remember parking my motorcycle downtown L.A. We filmed the whole thing in L.A. Parked my bike, hot summer night. His bodyguard comes across the street, introduces himself. He's a huge hockey fan. He knows I'm a huge hockey guy. He's a Ranger fan. I was a Red Wings fan. And then Sean comes across the street, and the first thing, he shakes my hand. He goes, "Call me Clown. Call me Clown. Just my name's Clown." I go, "You got it, Clown." And we went and had dinner. And he goes on to tell me about how we've met in previous lifetimes ago, and we might have been pirates together. And I knew I was in for a ride with this guy, bro. I mean, and he's so visual. He's such an artist. He's so honest within himself. He's crazy, but he's so beautiful. I had the greatest time with him for 5 weeks. We collaborated so well, and I'll never forget it.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, my friend Chris Fain, also from the band, who lives here in Detroit, he was also did little cameo parts here, and some of the other guys from Slipknot as well, too, right?
Yeah, they did. We got 3 of the boys, and it's Corey. Corey plays a great part at the very beginning of the movie. He's all in green, and his hair is super red, and he was a little over the top, so I had to give him a couple of acting lessons here and there. But he handled it beautifully, and it's just a crazy film, and I'm so glad I'm able to talk about it in this world of not having the money that some of the studios have for P&A and prints and advertising, and we don't have that kind of money, but people who have seen it and people who believe in it, and if you want a completely different experience watching a film, you're going to want to buy this film, Officer Downe. I'm pretty proud of what we accomplished.
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray and DVD, digital HD today, and a couple other things here real fast for you before they cut me off,
I'm
Kim.
Good. I'm good.
So so, you're a hockey fan and stuff, and of course you got this movie out right now, but also Officer Downe, but also coming out, you got Goon 2, that's coming out next month, right? On March 17th.
I'm so glad you brought that up, bro. Yeah, it's we did the first one 4 years ago, and of course, being Canadian and American, proud of both, but I'm Canadian first,
right.
And to play Ronnie Hortense, and Jay Baruchel and I both got nominated for the Canadian Supporting Oscars up in Canada. Neither one of us won. Well, we got everyone back, and Liev Schreiber comes back, and Scott and Williams and Sean and everybody, Alison Pill. We're all doing this together, and it's opening March 17th. Everywhere. It was a limited release 4 years ago, but not this time. I was talking to Jay the other day, and I think it's going to be released wide in North America. So, Goon 2. Yeah, come on, people. Check out this hockey movie. The first one was fun. The second one's supposed to be even funnier.
Now, I ran into Bob Probert's wife, Danny, who I don't know if you ever had a chance to meet her. She is lovely. But anyways, there's this new movie coming out.
I have not, but I was such a fan of Bob's. I mean, really, truly. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I never had a chance to meet Bob, and she said, why'd you didn't get to meet Bob? Because I'm like, because since I've been in Detroit for the last 20 years, he wasn't allowed in the country half the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, there's that movie coming out, this documentary called Ice Guardians. Have you heard about that?
I have not. What's it about? I'm
it's
not
all
sure what that is.
It's got Joe Koster. It's really a movie about all the fighters. It's like a documentary type thing.
I can't wait to see it. Is it out yet?
I'm not exactly sure what the deal of it is, but I think that something's coming out in the fall. But anyways,
look it up.
It's a big it's a big movie, Ice Guardians. So, well, listen, Kim, it's always great to touch base with you. Loved your work and all the stuff you've done. And Officer Downe, like I said, a Blu-ray DVD today. And dude, next time you come to Detroit, we got to hook up and go to Slows or somewhere or do whatever.
I know, and you know what it's like when I was there. I'm pulled apart. It was only 48 hours. I literally don't think I slept. Yeah. It was madness. But I would love that. I really would, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, Kim. Thanks so much for the time, brother. Talk to you soon.
See you, buddy. All right.
There you have it. Actor Kim Coates, who stars in Officer Downe, and of course, a huge hockey fan. Yeah, he came through the Motor City a few weeks back and spent the time with the Wings while they played the Toronto Maple Leafs and took in everything that the famed Joe Louis Arena has to offer. And it's going to be sad to see the Wings not make the playoffs this year. But hey, a new season, a new era begins next year in the brand new building. Anyway, switching gears to Clown from Slipknot, of course, the director of Officer Downe. I was connected with him, and I asked him about, being in Slipknot, what kind of influence that had in making this movie.
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I guess the easiest way to answer it is as honestly as I could do it. I guess my slot in Slipknot has always been, I don't know. I don't like dropping titles or whatever, but I do the art. I've done the videos, I've done the film, I've done these sort of things, right? So I think our fans, they've come to love what I do, I guess, and people have always told me, they're fascinated with my art because people come back to it. They keep coming back to it. They keep coming back to it. So I think that played in doing the movie. People are interested in seeing if I can take that sort of scratch, as I call it, and hybrid it over into a movie. Can I bring my brain, my art, my scratch that I apply all over the canvas Slipknot, from the album covers to the videos to the outfits, you get it, right? Mm-hmm. And can I apply that to someone's movie? So when I was looking at the graphic novel written by Joe Casey, drawn by Joe Burnham, when I was looking at that, before I read the script that was written for this graphic novel, when I was reading it, looking at it, there were so many aggressive scenarios and cultural themes and almost underground political, and there's bad guys and good guys, there's sex, there's drugs, there's all the things that go with all that stuff. And can M.Shawn Crahan take his art mind that he does on the music he helps write and the culture he helps be in, can he bring that over to this? And obviously, for many reasons, the business is, let's, make money, get it out there, do business. And the other is, hey, I want to make movies, I want my scratch to be in movies because people go to movies. I go to movies, so I want to put that there. I can't always be on stage. Like right now, I'm not performing right now because we're taking time off. So why not make movies, right?
Now, when you made this movie, weren't you on tour with Slipknot? You guys were on tour there for about 2 years. So where did you squeeze the time in to make this? Or was this done a few years ago?
No, we were on tour for 3 months. We ended in Australia. I flew back to the United States. I took a small nap. I had a meeting at 5. Met my team. Started the next day. Worked 2 weeks for pre-production, 4 weeks for the movie. I did my last scene on a Saturday night. We did a wrap. And I got on a plane the next morning, and I flew to Ireland, and I went to bed. I woke up and started another 3.5 month tour. And that's who I am, man. I mean, if you know me and you hang with me, I'm just full tilt 100% of the time. It's just who I am.
I guess I had the question here, do you consider yourself a workaholic? So I guess you are, huh?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't look at it as work. I've never really worked a day in my life. It's more. I guess time management, output. I like to call it output. I want to get. It's not about me enjoying it anymore or getting recognition. It's more about what's going to be here when I'm gone off this planet in this reality. It's more about what I'm going to leave for my kids, for my fans, for my art, for my legacy, if there is one, these sorts of things. So I have time management to crank out as much output. I mean, there's things we do all day long that we have to do and we hate to do. We make time for that garbage. Like just sitting in a car at a stoplight, screw that.
Right.
I'm going to burn, man. I'm going to go from a tour into a movie, into a tour, into 2 weeks off, into another tour, into whatever, right? I just want to burn, man.
There you go. What was the most challenging thing about making this film other than time management? Was there anything that was really difficult about it?
Yeah, we had this, well, one, being the boss is extremely difficult in a movie situation because when you're the director, you are the boss. And so when you're the boss, you have to take into account time. Why? Because time is burning money. And if you're laggy-dagging around, you're burning money, and you got to be assertive and get in there. And I'm always great at that. But because I'm great at that, sometimes I don't fight for exactly what I want because I can't, because of time, because of money. So the challenge was learning how to operate within the fundamental movie business that happens every day without me. And a lot of these people, even though it was my first movie, it was not their first movie. My AD and my DP and these kinds of cats, they've made lots of movies and they're going to continue to make movies after I've made my first one. So with that said, just being assertive and learning how to be a director and all the things that come in play to it. There's no way I was going to walk on a set and just be like, yeah, I know how to direct. I mean, yeah, I've done videos, but try doing something that takes 2 weeks of pre-production that should have taken 2 months, and then try doing a movie in 4 weeks that should have taken, a month and a half. So that was a great challenge to learn how to be a director, and a good one, while giving everybody time, being assertive when need be. You know what I mean, man. Just learning how to be a director. That was tough.
Now, I talked to Kim Coates earlier, and he kind of made a funny comment. He said he kind of gave Corey Taylor some acting lessons when they first started. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Kim Coates, right? I mean, we're talking about, I don't know the proper terminology, but we're talking about an actor, someone who's devoted their whole life to, doing probably Shakespeare, Broadway, or anything and everything to learn how to be the best actor you possibly can. You have to do it all. So, does Corey go out and act every day, every year, for the last how many years? No, I mean, That's just honest. So, yeah, a pro was giving someone, and Corey's great, okay? Corey's awesome. I'm sure Kim said that.
Oh, yeah,
he's awesome. So knowledge is something you give, okay? So Kim was giving knowledge, and that's awesome. And Corey takes it and listens, and I did as well. I sat there and listened too, because I want to act, and I'll listen to whatever little bits I can to make me better, to have back in my arsenal.
Yeah,
so, yeah, for sure.
It was cool the way that Kim said it. He said that Corey was a little bit over the top, so he had to pull him in and give him some acting lessons. It was kind of funny. But hey, also a guy that I know right here in Detroit, Kim Fain, is also, he has a little small part in the movie, right? Or I'm sorry, Chris Fain. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Kim here. Yeah, Chris Fain. Yeah.
Yeah. I won't tell you what he plays because I want everybody to see it, but there's several guys from Slipknot in the movie that have little roles, and I just think, I've told everyone, hey, there's some guys in Slipknot that have roles, but it's up to everyone to kind of go check it out and figure out who's who and what they're doing, because there's some really cool arty things going on that are really fun in the movie, and it makes things a little bit more difficult for people and not so easy to put your finger on, which is awesome. We like that kind of stuff,
Well, cool, man. Well, the movie looks great. Of course, it's on DVD and Blu-ray today. And a final thing, I guess, what do you got going on for the next couple of years? You're just going to work on some different things. Slipknot's probably going to be on hiatus until Corey's done with his Stone Sour stuff and being a rock station here in Detroit, just looking to see what you guys got going on in the future.
Well, we're writing as a band, and with Corey as well. Like you said, Corey's. I don't want to get tied to. I don't like to speak for other people. What I can say is, yes, we're off, and we're off for a while, a long while. Okay, much needed. We've been touring 3 years. Corey's doing what he does, which is Stone Sour, which is awesome, and he's living that life, which is awesome because he does really well and loves it. You know what I'm saying? It's his art. So he does that, and we're writing. We're beginning to write some music for Slipknot for the new record. He's aware of it. I think people forget that. Like, they separate crap, like they're supposed to, in their brains, they separate both bands. But let's never forget Corey Taylor's the singer of Slipknot, right? Always and forever. So while we're writing, he's getting songs, and we're off for a while. So it's not like you're going to get anything new, but we're not just going to sit around. Some of us aren't just going to sit around because we've done that for 20 years. We just feel like writing. We've had so much fun writing The Great Chapter, and people that start writing together during this album cycle never wrote together in the 15 years. So things are a little bit different, and it's amazing, and it's fun. We have a good time, and we don't need big fancy studios or stuff to write. We can just go to each other's houses and write. You know what I mean? So I think people think, does that mean we're in the studio? Why would we go in the studio and just spend a bunch of money right now? No, we're writing, though. We're writing for the new record, and Corey gets songs, and, we have a lot of stuff already that we wrote out on the road for the last 3 years. We have songs that we've written that are amazing, that, whatever. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man.
That's what we're doing.
I'm a big fan and can hardly wait for the next Slipknot record. I see you guys every time you come to Detroit. The stuff is fantastic. Officer Down right now, DVD, Blu-ray, the whole thing, and you can purchase that. And Clown, it's been a great talking to you, a privilege, and thank you so much for the time, and good luck with everything.
All right, thank you for your time, and I just want to say thank you to all the fans. We love you guys. Thanks for everything on The Great Chapter. We'll see you soon. Everybody be good and positive. And thank you. Have a good day.
How cool was that? Talking to Clown from Slipknot right here on Radio Chatter. Actually, the third member of Slipknot to appear on the podcast. I've had Corey on twice, Chris Fain on once, and now Clown. So we're making our way through the numbers right here on Radio Chatter. And I'll tell you what, I had Corey on last year, and I think Chris was on as well last year, early on in the year, and both great interviews. You want to go back and check them out. In the meantime, Officer Down, this kick-ass thriller on Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD. It's all out today, February 28th when I'm recording this, and available for purchase. So go out and snag yourself one of that. One of the reviews says, if you thought Deadpool was perverse, you ain't seen nothing yet. And I loved Deadpool. No question about that. Hey, thank you so much for checking out Radio Chatter. As always, always, an invite to follow me on social media at Meltdown WRIF on Twitter, Meltdown WRIF on Facebook. I think it's WRIF Meltdown on Instagram. For some reason, that's backwards. I'm not exactly sure why. Share this, tweet this out, rate this, star this, whatever else you do out there on social media. And most importantly, thank you for listening to Radio Chatter.